everybody, and welcome. This is the MyRacehorse Super Show, and it is all happening as we head into spring. My name is Cam Luke, and this is going to be big. Adam McGrath joins me. Adsy, what an exciting time, not just for horse races. We head into the biggest races in the year, but with this particular concept. Hello to you, buddy.
Cam, great to be with you. I'm surprised I've been the first to be called up on this show, but you've hit the nail on the head there. We're leading into spring. It's a really exciting time for racehorsing. And then all of a sudden, My Racehorse just comes in, builds a nice platform, setting the stone there as well. And I think we've got some exciting offers and things to look forward to as the spring certainly heats up.
There's people like you and I right around the country. They're like, well, hang on a second. We love racehorses. We love horse racing. We love the social element. What exactly is this? And this is a great way to get involved in horse ownership. My Racehorse, elite racing, affordable ownership. It's a new online platform. It's the ownership platform that allows you to get involved, micro shares in elite horses. This is the thing. Top Australian trainers, as we know, affordable one-off price. That means no ongoing fees, which in today's day and age is the best way to go about it. You get the prize money. You get future sale fees on your runners. Ownership experiences. We'll get to that very shortly and how it worked on the weekend. Premium content, have some fun, and micro shares from $150, which means you can just get a bunch of mates in. Well, in my case, I don't have a great deal of mates, Adji. For people like you and everyone else in the real who is liked, this is the perfect example to be able to jump in for a cheap price, no ongoing fees, and own very good horses.
Well, Cam, I might have the mates, but unlike you, I don't have the $1.2 million. So you can get in the share outright. I need the micro share. So we can both work together here. But you've hit the nail on the head there. Great opportunities to be in some horses that normally you couldn't be. I mean, our $1.2 million colt that's just been named Pyroy. And I don't know if you heard how he released that. Rick McIntosh did a great call of the winner coming down the outside. And that's how the people that were in this horse found out the name of it. But as you mentioned, great horses to be involved in there. And then also the no ongoing fees. How nice is it just to put that one payment in and then never have to worry about it again and your horse continues to go around. So a lot of people warm into this idea. They're really enjoying it and embracing it. And why wouldn't you? It's something different. It's a great way to do something new and keep the excitement going for the spring, as you said.
We're football fans, Adsy, and I think a lot of people watching us right now have been involved in some type of sport. A lot of people pay a membership each and every year to support and be passionate about their particular club. This is an identical situation, although you can actually get a little bit of money coming back. You pay the small fee, and the content that comes back, it feels like your email inbox or your phone is buzzing each and every day with an owner saying this or a trainer saying this or whatever it might be, a jockey giving an update after a race or after track work or after jump out. And it just makes you feel so good knowing that you've got so many different horses to look at for such a small price. If you haven't got involved yet, download the My Racehorse app, or you can jump on myracehorse.com and do it now. And I'll tell you what, best thing to do, mate, is just to straight up go into the fact that we've had one already on My Racehorse. It's having a really good preparation. I speak of mac and cheese. It wins in Adelaide this prep, and all of a sudden it's like, well, hang on a second. Where do we go now? Goes to Moonee Valley. Atlantic Jewel ran really well, ran third, 1,000 guineas on the horizon. Goes to Sandown last week and didn't run as well, but a couple of excuses of which the owners were automatically informed of. And this is the thing, you don't miss a beat regardless of what happens in a particular race or in a piece of work.
Yeah, it's a really good point that you brought up, Cam, and not too often the first horse that you can get involved in is a listed winner. And of course, she went across to Adelaide, was able to win over there impressively. And then, as you mentioned, we saw a really good performance in Moonee Valley. And for those new owners that bought into her, they got updates leading into the race. They got some form, some speed maps, how they thought she was going to go over the 1,200 metres. And even the talk going into that race was, let's just be really happy with a third, fourth, fifth, building towards that 1,400 metres. Now, that was obviously on the weekend. We had high hopes going into that race that hopefully she could run 1, 2, maybe third, and then head towards the Group 1,000 guineas. Now, as we both know, horse racing doesn't always give you that fairy tale story, and sadly she ended up finishing last. But I really want to touch on the point that you brought up, because straight away, your owners start talking. We've got a Facebook group that once you sign up with a horse, you can be involved in this Facebook group, and a few people start asking questions, and we try to inform them immediately. But the next day, these owners were given the footage of what we think happened. We saw some stewage footage of the horse just bumping herself out of the gates, and she's got some marks on the legs there. So Tony McAvoy and the team out there, absolutely brilliant. Give us that update straight away. We let the owners know by Sunday that, hey, there might be some excuses from this run. We've seen that normally she's able to wind up down the outside. She runs the fastest last 200 metre of every race that she's in. So we let the owners know that straight away. It meant that they could sit back, understand the performance. And now she's just going to be treated for 4 or 5 days. She's had that little bit of treatment now, and we'll wait to see what Tony McAvoy does next. But for myself, I mean, I've got horses all around Australia. I've been in ownership for a long time, and I just haven't ever experienced these owner updates, how quick they are, how frequent they are, in depth they are as well. And I think it's a great opportunity we talked about for people that maybe just want that one-off payment. But even for those that are punters out there, I mean, how often can you get horse updates? We'll talk a little bit later about the Super Stable, but you get involved in that. There's 26 horses. There's 26 updates that you're going to get for a one-off payment of $150. How nice is it using that as you're looking into some form as well? So, yeah, Mac and Cheese, the listed winner. I hope the journey does continue on. I'm looking forward to seeing what the McAvoys do say with that. But already that's just an indication of the type of elite horses that MyRacehorse is going after.
You did mention the Super Stable. That's a split second away. I do want to ask you, you've had horses all around the country, as you touched on. How many Group 1 runners have you had?
Absolutely none.
All right, so this is what MyRacehorse does, because in its first breath, if you have bought into MyRacehorse, all of a sudden, for all the times, I don't even know how many you've had who might be suggested they're going to head towards a Group 1. Now, we are all egotistical humans by nature, so anytime you have a chat about a horse, it's like, hey, how you going? Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get into a maiden in Benalla, and there's a lot of excitement about that. But with MyRacehorse, all of a sudden, we're bang into this, and you're down the bar, or you're down the pub, or wherever it might be, and it's like, I'm in this MyRacehorse, Mac and Cheese. Yeah, it's running. It won a listed race. It's running at Moonee Valley on Saturday, where we're aiming for the 1,000 guineas, and that's a realistic proposition, and that's something that you and I, for two people, and almost every single person I know, hasn't ever had the opportunity in race ownership to do so. Straight away, that is a 100% bonus if you jump on MyRacehorse, because these elite horses, and we'll get to the Super Stable in a moment, are heading towards really good races.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Cam. I can remember my first horse. It went down to Mount Barker in WA. They have 2 meetings a season, and she got third. I won about $32, I think, in prize money, and I partied like I won a Group 1. So you're exactly right. So normally we have to stick to these maidens, and it's a long time coming, but to get the opportunity to go straight into a listed horse, and the way that MyRacehorse operates in America and also in Australia, I think there's going to be more opportunities that pop up like that with her. So definitely exciting times, and worth, as you said, going to that website and always keeping an eye on the buy page for what's coming next. All
right, you mentioned the Super Stable, and the MyRacehorse Super Stable has launched. Have a look at this. Micro shares in 26 horses, over $5 million in valuation for this, $150 rather. And as we said, no ongoing fees. So when you buy into the Super Stable, you're buying into 26 horses. And good news, colts, fillies, 2-year-olds, late bloomers, sprinters, stayers, you name it, they're all here. And we all have different kind of tastes about what type of horses we like, and quality is assured. Hesketh Bloodstock, one of the best breeders. I'm going to say the best breeders in the country have retained 50% in the package, and Spendthrift have retained 30%. So when the creme de la creme of breeding in this country is saying, we're not giving all these horses away, we need to stay in it, it gives you a real indication of how highly they value these horses, all 26 of them.
No, and Cam, I want to say thank you for the Super Stable, because I hope my mum's not going to be watching this, but October 31st is her birthday on Halloween, and this is what she's getting, because my mum likes to nag me for tips. She likes to ask about horse racing, and I thought, instead of just giving her a voucher or something that I normally do, I'm going to send her this. She'll get updates every single week. She'll get to see all these videos and follow 26 horses. I know we've got one jumping out at Flemington tomorrow as well, so things are already happening. So I think it's a really exciting time, and as you mentioned, the breeders are staying in it as well. So that's always positive. That's something I look for as an owner. as well. But I've never heard of anything like this. 26 horses, $150. You follow them through their journey, the one-off payments, off you go. I can't think of a more exciting proposition.
Own a racing empire this spring with MyRacehorse. Of course, download the app. You should have already done it by now. If you haven't, do it. And also you can jump on myracehorse.com to get involved. All right, you and I have gone through the Super Stable and found a couple of horses we really like. We're going to get to Mathew Ellerton shortly, who's going to be training these extremely highly valued horses that you right now watching us can own. You take it away, mate. Who took your eye first?
Well, I'm just wondering, Cam, are we going to have a little wager on this? I mean, these are really young. We haven't seen any footage. Are we going to go which one wins the first race or maybe gets to a Group 1? We might have to put a six-pack of beers on this or something like that moving forward.
Well, hang on. Dinner on the loser, and it has to be a Group 1 runner. I'm fairly confident the horse I found is going to be in a Group 1 race sooner rather than later. So the first horse out of our two right here that makes a Group 1, the other one pays for dinner. Deal?
Perfect. I look forward to it. It'll be Super Bowl weekend if it's in America or Grand Final weekend if it's in Melbourne. So whatever it is, we're going to have a great time. But I'm going to start with the Rubik Whatever, Whenever filly. This is a nice little chestnut filly, which is actually jumping out tomorrow. Now, you can see her on screen here. She looks an absolute ripping type. And what I like with this, as I mentioned, the Rubik Galloper. Now, we know, of course, has plenty of a nice 3-year-old sire of the Everest winner. Yes. And Whatever, Whenever. Now, she was a winner of over $270,000 in prize money. She won a Group 3 race as well. She's had a foal to race, which has already won over $1,000. So for mine, the breeding is there already. I think this horse is going to have a bit of speed as well. And we can see in this recent bit of work. Now, this is just some normal stable work that Mathew Ellerton and Simon Zara do. They like to educate their babies, give them a little bit of work out of the barriers. She is on the outside there in the pink. She's the one out in front. I only pick winners, of course, only when I'm not betting. If this was a bet, I would lose this race. But she's certainly going around quite nicely here. You can see with the way that's going, I reckon she'd blow this field away if she was let go. But she's also jumping out tomorrow. So, again, what we're talking about, for those, if you're not in a super stable already, you can purchase this after seeing this show right now, and you're going to horse jump out tomorrow and then hopefully build onto a preparation already. So I like the look of her. I think she's bred really well. She looks a terrific type, as we can see there. And I'm hoping tomorrow she shows that in her jump out at Flemington. You pointed out there, Adzi, had the jock let it go, it would have just bolted in, and that's always a good sign. Education's top notch, learning about it each and every time, and we look forward to the next jump out. All right, you know that I like my arrogant athletes, and that's both equine and human, and So You Think was about as arrogant as they come. He was brilliant, of course, when we got to see him here. 2-time Cox Plate winner. He would have kept going on to win it. He went overseas. He ran in the biggest races out. Pilot error might have cost him a legit chance to win Arctic Triumph all those years ago. But I just looked straight down the list and I said, find me a So You Think, and I found one by Summer Wind. And of course, if you look, or out of Summer Wind, if you look at So You Think, they're all chest out. They've got the same strut. They know they look good. And this is what a lot of people look at when it comes to breeding. And if you look at a superstar like So You Think, this horse just fits. I can just look at it right now. And I know you're going to get to the track first, but anything by So You Think, and a horse who was able to, in the same preparation, win over 1,400 metres and then run third in a Melbourne Cup without settling, and only just got beat a couple of lengths, of course, by American. So you know the adaptability and the flexibility over a distance range is going to be there. So anytime there's a So You Think anywhere, I'm all over it, Adzi, and this is no real difference right now. You'll get to the track first, but I'll come storming home and run in a Group 1 first. That's how I'm very excited about that. You've made me nervous, and you've almost made me believe you, actually, so I'm starting to get worried about this dinner now.
You got another one for me? I know you've been right over.
Yeah, I do, actually.
What do you got?
Yeah, there's one I want to tap into now. This is a galloper. It's No Name Never by Nadim's Glow. Now, this is a nice black colt that we're going to take a look at, and the reason why I've tied into this galloper is it's by a US stallion, which is untapped in the Australian market. Now, this was the leading first season sire in Great Britain and Ireland. Now, MyRacehorse, as I mentioned, actually originated from America. They, of course, won the big races there with Authentic, have come to Australia, but they're also opening up in the UK and Ireland as well. So this just all ties in really well. As we can see, Nadim's Glow as well was a very good racehorse in her own right. So I've just penciled marked this one because I'm going with the fairy tale story of MyRacehorse in US, Australia, UK. This horse has got that breeding in there. This could be the one that flies the flag for the stable moving forward that we keep talking about, which would already be remarkable considering what Authentic has done over in America.
And Adsy, the MyRacehorse Super Stable, all 26 horses are trained by absolute superstars, Group 1 winning trainers. And, well, part of that partnership joins us right now. Mathew Ellerton, hello to you.
G'day, how are you, Cam?
Mate, I'm excited about MyRacehorse and for you to be involved in this and have... Well, you're training the Super Stable, which makes us very excited. But to be involved in horse racing, there's so many unique things that happen. But be involved in something like this with real quality horses must make you fairly excited.
Absolutely, Cam. It's a really unique opportunity for, be involved in 26 well-bred 2-year-olds. And, it's, I'm like a kid in a candy shop with all these horses. I'm really excited.
Matty, you talk about the 26 horses that we do have, and for those that are joining into the Super Stable, they don't have to wait long because the Rubik out of whenever is actually going to jump out tomorrow. So the action starts nice and early.
Yeah, it does. She's sort of filly that has just stood up all prep, and how far she gets, I don't know, but she's had a couple of goes through the practice barriers, and she's off to an 800-metre jump out tomorrow morning, and she's doing everything right.
Anytime, Matt, there's these amount of horses that end up in your stable and so highly bred, there's obviously a few you're able to find. I have gone through this catalogue with a microscope. Tell me, please, because Adsy and I have got a little bet on this. Please tell me. He's, of course, jumped with the filly he just spoke about, but So You Think by Summer Wind, all right? So I'm a So You Think fan, and they just have this arrogance and confidence about it. First time you laid eyes on this particular animal, what do you think?
Yeah, he's quite a strong horse, Cam. He's in work at Flemington at the moment, actually, and he's doing everything right early days, and he's a really athletic individual, and he's quite well grown. So we'll just push him along this prep for however long you'll get to, and I imagine you'll see some of the spring back out. Really nice colt.
Strong and athletic. I thought you were talking about Adam McGrath for a second, but then I realised we're still talking about the horse. Adsy, take it away.
Yeah, definitely got that one wrong. That's a long time ago. Matt, for those that are looking to get into a Super Stable, there's a lot of reasons why people they might just look at the breeding, they might want to join the Ellerton and Zara combination as well, or be part of MyRacehorse. When you go through the list of 26, how excited do you get by the breeding, or are you a trainer that just looks and sees how they're actually working at home?
A mixture of both, Adam. You've got horses there that possibly could go early. You've got horses there that could go a bit later. Some that are obviously going to need a bit of maturity. There's sprinting types, there's staying types, middle distance types, and there really is a horse for every category there. And also the great mixture of fillies and colts.
So it's a good point, Matty, because everyone has their own taste in horse racing, and everyone has a favourite race that they would, at some point, either they have a little bet on it, or they make sure they're on track for it, or they just simply dream sometimes of having a runner in it. With the Super Stable and the 26 horses and what you just mentioned, they're going to go for different races. We might see a horse at some point aim towards a 1,000 or 1,200 metre Group 1. You might see staying Group 1 horses as well. So by buying into the Super Stable, you're going to open up really the box, Pandora's box almost, of every single race in this country that somebody's going to like, and you're going to have an opportunity to possibly own a horse that's going to head towards that type of race. Yeah,
without a doubt, Cam. There's such a wide variety of types and the way they're bred, and you've got some by new stallions and some by, proven stallions. And, it's such a diverse group. And I am really, genuinely excited about all of them.
Matt, you talked about your excitement. I think we're sharing the same at MyRacehorse and also with the owners. And I've been seeing some of the updates that you've been sending through. For those that are already in it, they'd be knowing that they are coming through quite frequently and all the time as well. But have you prepared yourself for the possibility? I don't know if you saw when Authentic won over in America for MyRacehorse, there was 5,216 owners in that horse. What are you and Simon going to do if we win a big race out of this 26 horse and you got 5,000 owners trying to get you in the mounting yard?
Yeah, let's hope this COVID situation, settles down when these horses start racing and everyone can get out there and enjoy what we've all missed, during COVID. And, we look like we're starting to get on the other side of it. And, it'd be fantastic to see everyone at the races and hopefully having a good celebration at some stage.
I don't know, Matt, what type of celebration it was when you won the Oaks a few years ago, but we're about to Super Stable that thing if you win in Group 1. So there's going to be that times 5,000 when we win in Group 1 with you. So just keep that in mind and maybe make sure you can get someone to cover you at the stables for a couple of days on the back of it. We're excited. We love you being a part of it. We can't wait to get deeper into some of these horses hitting the track sometime real soon, mate. Enjoy it. Good luck for the spring as well, and we'll talk again shortly.
Great. Thanks, Cam. Thanks, Adam.
Adzi, we talk about breeding, we talk about horses, we talk about our excitement, but if you haven't got the best trainer or trainers in this particular case training these horses, then the Super Stable may as well have you and I try ride them in these big races. You've got to have the best horsemen and women involved, and that's exactly what the MyRacehorse Super Stable has.
Well, thankfully, we won't be riding them. And the one thing we do need to remember as well when we are speaking Simon Zara and Matt Ellerton is the jockeys that they do use. Mm-hmm. You're looking at Jamie Carr when she's normally race riding as well. Damien Lane at the moment, he's leading the way. Daniel Moore's just ridden 2 Group 1s. He's the rider for them. And Damien Thornton. They're the 4 riders that you're looking at that are normally riding for that stable. Damien Thornton, riding the Group 1 last season, as I mentioned, and Daniel Moore's already ridden the 2 this season. We already know about Damien Lane and Jamie Carr, how good they are. So you talk about Group 1 winning trainers. We've got the best of the best jockeys as well that will be riding for this Super Stable. So that just adds and enhances the excitement as we build forward.
I know they were just words I used, but geez, 5,000 people super stabling a Group 1 celebration actually could be dangerous for you and I, considering how much we do enjoy red wine after the races. Mate, this is exciting. It is such a great time of the year, and it's something that, to be fair, when we haven't exactly been able to get to the track all that much, to be able to go to the track and be involved with our mates and meet people and socialise the way we know how to do and best to do, we can't wait for it. So MyRacehorse.com, get the app as well. The Super Stable is here, and I can't wait. In fact, I'm going to throw you a little challenge, Ads. It's not our bet. I'm going to throw you a challenge. I need you to find someone from the My Racehorse ownership in Authentic, won the Kentucky Derby a couple of versions ago. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to find someone who's a part of the My Racehorse ownership in Authentic to join us on the My Racehorse Super Show next time.
Easy. I tell you what, that's much better than trying to find a winner, because the one thing we have found with these My Racehorse owners, they're very enthusiastic, and I've got a man in mind already that had a share in that horse in America that's got involved in Australia too. So I'll work on that and I'll try to deliver my promise next week.
I know you will. Thank you, mate. We'll speak then.
Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it.
MyRacehorse.com or via the My Racehorse app. $150, no ongoing fees. Get involved. This has been the My Racehorse Super Show.